A child lives a simple life with minor complications. Things can be hard to control at first. Even a burp can get the best of us until we get a little older. Then this can happen. It becomes a matter of pride. There's a pattern here. Things start out so simple, innocent, but if we're not careful, they get out of hand.
No. I couldn't eat another thing. I'm absolutely stuffed. Bugger horse. Just one. Oh, just one. Just the one. Yeah. Voila. Bon appétit.
Not so simple anymore. Short of eating too much and exploding, the pattern here is how we move from being content with a little, yet within a short time, a little is no longer good enough. You can see it here. A child learns to ride a bike. It gets faster. Before you know it, faster becomes riskier. Riskier gives way to dangerous. Dangerous gives way to insane. And if you think age makes you wiser, think again. Even train guys are subject to the same desires. First train sets are usually simple, small, basic. They're fun, and over time, and like many things in our lives, simple evolves and becomes bigger.
So this is what it looks like when you walk into Cornerfield Model Railroad. Wow. That's all I can say is just wow. It is incredible. This is ridiculous. So cool.
More detailed. more elaborate. And more expensive. And the thing that really gets me is there's no going back, only forward. Last video, I showed you this picture and introduced it as a concept which was guiding this current build. Then I showed you this picture, which was going to be the first phase. All of that is explained in the first video. I built this platform and I mocked up this track. I installed the turntable and the transfer table, and I installed the larger accessories because you have to plan for the large ones. Once I had some idea of what I wanted to do, I went ahead and put in the smaller accessories. They're a lot easier to work with because they have such a small footprint. But this is the general direction I'm heading in with this current build. With these buildings, I had a lot of problems here. I couldn't get this to look right no matter what I did, and I moved them around and I tried all kind of different things, and I finally realized layers is the key. This is starting to feel like I wanted it to feel, but I did not want this to happen. Clutter. This layout is so packed with every single thing that you can't tell where it starts and where it ends. There is no design to this, and I bet this guy loves it, but I can't do this. I have to have better planning with what I want to do. I think this is a true toy train set, and my idea is going to be a little bit more realistic. Also, you'll notice he's stuck behind a fixed control panel there. He can't move from that spot because he can't control his trains from anywhere else. Thankfully, Lionel introduced a remote control system that allows for us to walk around now. Here's that fixed control panel I'm talking about. This is all we had for years and years. I actually have this. I saved it. I just like this feel here. This is classic Lionel, a classic Lionel control panel from back in the day. And again, the problem here is there's no way to run the trains unless you're behind this thing, which is fixed. But this new layout that I'm building will have both some fixed controls and some remote controls, which will allow me to walk around and enjoy the trains from wherever I want. Once the mock-up was complete, I removed everything to begin construction on a new fixed control panel. I marked where everything went, or I would never be able to remember how to put everything back. Took some thin plywood and cut some strips. Then I took some 2x4s and cut some wedges. That's all I needed to begin installing this new control panel that would run across the front of the layout. Oops. Let's try that again. There we go. Some people would say this guy's using a metal grinder to cut wood. To which I would respond, yes, that is correct. And as you can see, it works pretty good. This is the new fixed control panel. This will be where all the switches and different types of controls will go to run all the accessories that will be in this area. These are the digital control panels for the turntable and the transfer table. Here's the finished product. And that's that. Moving on. I picked up this piece. It's a coal tower, which should work really well in this area because coal is a central part of what an engine service facility needs for all the steam engines. As I put it together, I actually got a little disappointed. It's kind of plain, in my opinion, and it was going to need something to wake it up, give it some life. It's just a lot of plastic at this point. So I knew I was going to have to do something here to make this look better. I took this one and I added these windows and I made them frosted like that, which helped. But then I thought I'll add some lights. These are grain of wheat bulbs. I put one in here and I liked it so much I decided to put them in pretty much everything. I made these little hats to go over the lights to give them a little bit more of a realistic appearance. That's better, but I still wanted more for that little building. It just didn't look good enough to me, so I took a bolt and I cut it like this. I ground the end so that it was round. Put a little black paint on it. And I made a chimney. That looks good. I can live with that. But I did get a little carried away with the lights. This section of this tower, this middle section, was very plain to me. So I drilled some holes in it, and I added a bunch of lights to it. It looks like this now. Then I finished putting the rest of it together, and this is how it turned out in the end. 3 buildings with lights added. And I was really impressed with how much the lights helped to just bring this accessory to life. It really needed something. And I think the lights are a nice touch. There's a finished product. Both the transfer table and the turntable came with detail kits. And if you look at this picture, you can see the transfer table here with no detail. That's the before, this is the after. With the transfer table, that building was added and those railings you see. It's a little laser cut wooden kit. I put it together, and this is how it looks installed, and this is how it looks running. This thing is so cool. I cannot wait to run all my big diesels up on here. Likewise, the turntable had no detail. This is the before. This is the after. The detail added was these little electric motors that move the turntable. This building where the operator would stand. This bridge where the electricity would come in to power the turntable, and of course these railings. Makes a big difference, and this is what it looks like running. You'll notice it starts off slow, picks up speed, and then slows down as it gets nearer to the point where it needs to stop. Pretty neat. The final segment in this video is going to be on backgrounds. There's a couple of different kinds. This type is flimsy, like almost like the sheet on a bed. It's some kind of material. They print nice, but I don't really care to use that kind. I'd rather use this kind. It's printed on paper. I find it's a little easier to work with. think it's the perfect height too. What I like to do is take it and attach it to a piece of trim, like a 1-inch piece of trim. Once it's attached to the trim, super easy to work with now. Just install it on the layout, use a staple gun. And I like this pattern, this picture of this kind of dilapidated, rundown, abandoned building look. I thought this would work real well in this area. It's supposed to look very dirty and dingy and just old. So I figured this is the perfect background for this section. So track has to be laid along with roadbed. All the accessories have yet to be put down, and of course all the scenery. Cover up all that plywood. All that's coming up next. I wonder how many of you realize how much goes into building a train set. It's taken 4 months to make the last 20 minutes of video. And all the carpentry, all the electrical, all the mechanical, the engineering, the design, the creativity, the planning, the vision, and now the videography. So this goes a long way past anything that I did when I was a child. But I enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy the process of seeing a train set come to life. This was my first train set on Christmas morning. I woke up and came out. It was a 4x8 sheet of plywood with an oval of track. And it had 2 switches, so I could go from the big oval to the little oval, and that was it. And I would play with that thing for hours, but now, how the standards have changed. A little is just not enough anymore. That was the whole point of the opening segment. And like I said, there's no going back.